Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariya. This channel is about spirituality. Please subscribe below so we can be YouTube friends. Welcome to my August energy update. Wow, I cannot believe we are in August already. In this video, we are going to talk about the up-and-coming energies for the month. We're going to talk about the challenges of the month energetically, the blessings of the month, and my overall observations. Towards the end, as always, I'm going to have you pick one of 3 objects, and based on that, you're going to get a personalized reading. Before we get going, you guys, how do you like my new YouTube studio? This is the soft launch. This is a soft unveiling. My husband and I have been working on this for some time now, and she's here. It's still a work in progress a little bit. We're playing with the plants and the lights and everything, but I love her, and she's very divine feminine. This is Kuan Yin at my back. Where is she? She's over there. And yeah, I mean, she's one of my spirit guides, and I just felt her presence would add to the channel. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this whole setup. I'm just really curious. That's it. Without further ado, the energies of August. If you guys remember my update in the month of March, I told you that the month of March was the tale of 2 cities. I told you that I'm feeling like the timelines are splitting. And I have the same exact feeling about the month of August. The energy sort of diverged, then converged again, and now we're getting the divergence, meaning it's going to feel very different depending on the timeline that you're on. And I'm feeling the split again. In other words, a group of people watching this video is going to have a very particular August, while the other group is going to have a very, very different August. So let's talk about the 2 groups. That's the best I know of how to walk you through the energies. So for a portion of humanity, August feels very, very beautiful. It feels like being tucked under the wing of God, or of the Divine Mother, if you will. It feels like a month of alignment, of ease. It feels like the month where puzzle pieces sort of just fall into place based on how you've lived the rest of this year. For these people, relationships are going to be beautiful and nurturing. There's going to be new adventures, lots of productivity for this group. Lots of accomplishments for this group. So time for celebration. Special moments spiritually as well, such as activations and pretty major moments in time. That's the first group. The second group feels very, very different. The terrain they're showing me is a bit spiky. So there is a lot of worry, there is a lot of anxiety, there is a lot of uncertainty, and it feels like walking on spiky ice a little bit. That is the energy of the other group. You might ask me, what determines which group you are a part of? And the answer is your state. So essentially, of course, we are all creators of our reality. People who are high vibrational or naturally going to align with the first scenario. People who are somewhere in the middle or towards the bottom. There's going to be a lot of anxiety. I wish I had better news. I wish I could tell you guys that the month of August is just like super awesome for everybody, but I'm here to tell you how I see things. Now, for the second group, for the group with anxiety, there's also some heaviness coming up. And in the heaviness, it's a collective heaviness. It's like the heaviness of having to release and let go of old patterns in society, old patterns of anger, old patterns of control, old patterns of illusion and manipulation. And those patterns don't want to just leave. They're not going to leave without a fight. So a lot of these shadows of humanity are going to put up a fight. Yeah, so it's very interesting. It's a bit of a litmus test kind of month. That being said, let me maybe zoom out of this and talk to you about the energies. Like if humanity was all merged, right? If we were not splitting into 2 different timelines, what can I say about the overall energies of the month of August? What are the challenges of the month? August is going to be very fiery. Lots of solar codes again. Is that, terribly surprising? Not really. We've had a lot of solar activity in the month of August. It's going to be at an all-time high, which means some of you may feel it in your physical bodies. So health-wise, not necessarily an easy month. We're talking about certain chronic conditions getting into their acute phases, potentially. We're talking about, how interesting, for whatever reason, allergies are pretty high, abnormally high in the month of August. Joint pains, knee pains in particular, back pains, a lot of bones and joints and like connective tissue problems, which is also somewhat karmic. What else is coming up for humanity health-wise? Some sore throats, so some clearing in the throat chakras, especially those false identities and shadows around false self-concept coming up for humanity. Generally speaking, like an average health month, maybe a little bit worse than an average. Also, some phantom pains coming up for humanity. So some acute pains that are just like come out of nowhere like a headache, and then they disappear. Right. So breathe with the times. Understand that the solar codes are here to help us. They're not here to hurt us. Usually the challenge with the solar codes, especially if they evoke a sickness in your body, it is because the solar codes are trying to get in and your body's putting up a fight. It's because some part of you inadvertently, subconsciously is rejecting the solar flow. And so the sun has to push through. And in that process of pushing through, sometimes it would manifest as a temporary pain. So breathe through it. I am seeing a lot of restless nights in the month of August. So sleep ain't going to come easy. Lots of relaxing baths, you guys. Lots of soaks, Epsom salt, and herbs, like herbal baths, herbal soaks. All of that is going to help lower the anxiety for my folks that are going to experience that emotion. For everybody else, it's just going to help get back into your Zen flow, into your state of inner equilibrium. The month of August is really, really good for introspection. It's really good to ask the fundamental questions of what is it that I want for the rest of my life? Some pivotal choices are coming up for humanity at the collective level as well as for you at the individual level. We're not at a juncture where those choices are going to have to be made. But something is stirring in the pot. Something is stirring in the collective. It's that restlessness. And we're all going to feel it. We're going to feel it in the month of August. Lots of distractions, lots of smoke and mirrors, lots of hidden agendas, like not a lot of clarity, unfortunately, in the month of August. On the other hand, some very beautiful bright spots from our starseed brothers, from our cosmic brothers and sisters. Pleiades is going to be extremely active in the month of August. Sirius, with our Lionsgate portal 8-8, is going to be extremely active in the month of August. Arcturians, very active in the month of August. So all of these star families are sending plenty of codes. Lots of channelings that are going to come through from these groups of beings. And of course, are working extra hard to help us through the transition. Now, they always do, but there's something in the month of August where it feels like something is brewing. And they're definitely working with the solar codes and the codes of Gaia. The elemental activity in the month of August, the activity of different elementals on Gaia is going to be very, very high. Lots of tree spirits, dryads, gnomes, like everything that's related to the element of earth is going to be pretty dominant in the month of August. Earth and fire, those two, coming very, very strong. The month of August is bringing very beautiful fire energies. And so working with the energies of fire can be highly, highly recommended in the month of August, whether you're using a bonfire to release things that you no longer wish to hold on to by writing them out on a piece of paper and then burning ritualistically. So things like that could be helpful. Just staring at the fire or a candle flame for a prolonged amount of time, 5+ minutes, as a way of meditating and clearing and cleansing the channels in your eyes can be super, super helpful. Inviting the spirit of Grandfather Fire to take root inside of your heart and burn out anything inside of your heart space that does not belong. Those kinds of fire rituals could be very, very cleansing. Yeah, cleansing fires. What other themes? Parenthood as a topic is coming up front and center for the month of August. If you are a parent, you're due for some upgrades, or at least some introspection, or the questions of like finding the way. Like, am I parenting my child in the way that I'm meant to? Are there certain things that I need to adjust? What they're telling me is like a slight tilting of the axis of parenthood, which means that enough parents in the month of August are going to recognize that the old ways don't work anymore, and they're going to be forced to innovate. They're going to be forced to find new answers around very specific things, and can be things very big or very small. And then a lot of them are like seeking that community to like bounce ideas off of one another. So yeah, conscious parenthood is coming up very, very strong. And because of that, they're showing me this very important period of gestation. It's like a new generation of parents is starting to sow the seeds in very different ways compared to the parents of the old. And it's going to start helping those seeds, by seeds I mean future humans, grow differently, grow happier, grow better adjusted to the outside reality. So I love that trend, beautiful conscious parenting. That being said, the reason or the way through which that is going to happen is via heart healing. There is some wounding, specifically the fatherhood wound, the wounds either left inside of your heart space by your dad, or the wounds left, if you're, for the males watching, your former, call it past life, experiences around fatherhood are going to come up to be cleansed in the month of August. Now, of course, 8-8 brings with it a very beautiful lion energy. It's a very beautiful energy that is aligned to Sirius, which is our spiritual sun. And this lion is all about chasing. Like this particular lion in 2026, this particular facet of the lion energy is the leap. It's the jump, and when the lion catches the prey. And because of that, it's a very beautiful active principle of the chase and the victory and like the getting of what you want. And so lots of that energy streaming down for the collective in the month of August. So a really, really good time to chase something you really, truly want, to go after something you really, truly want. You may notice that it's almost like the universe is conspiring to help you move a stagnant project either out of the way or get it on the road. I like this. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. Now, looking at the challenges of August, very fast-paced month, crazy mental activity, lots of demand on your time, lots of demands on your attention and engagement. When I say lots of mental activity, this usually means that humanity is going to be influenced from the outside. We're going to be bombarded by mental frequencies that may or may not be good for us. So there is that need, again, to confuse and perhaps control. So creating mental space and boundaries in your own field and your own perception through times of introspection, through slowing down your inner dialogue, through things like meditation, through things like breath work is going to be paramount in the month of August if you want to be the sovereign of your life instead of being controlled by agendas of people who may or may not wish well upon you. All right, my darlings, I think that is a good gist and a good overview of the energies of August. And now we're moving to the last part of this, which is pick an object. Object number 1 is a blue ocean. Object number 2 is a snap pea, a snap pea. Object number 3 is a white cone. A blue ocean, a snap pea, or a white cone. Feel into the objects. You may pick 1 or 2 this time around. I don't make the rules. The spirit makes the rules. All right. whatever resonates with you guys. And I'm just going to do a quick reading based on what the guides want us to know. If you have selected a blue ocean, for you, the month of August is a beautiful new beginning, if you would like it to be. The guides want to remind you that the world's your oyster, that perhaps you have been playing a game that's a bit small for you. There is so much potential in you. And in a way, it's like you've been swimming inside of a small pond, forgetting that there is a broader ocean around you. Or maybe you've been a part of the river, now the river's flowing into the ocean. And they're saying that your next step is just around the river bend, so to say. It's like right around the corner. And the only thing separating you from the future that you want is a particular fear. Fear that is usually, a guardian or a guide. And that fear has been preventing you from moving forward in the direction of what you're meant to do in your life. And so the month of August is a beautiful opportunity to finally release the fear, to finally let go and realize that you are here to play a big game. You are a major piece on the chessboard, and you've been playing it too small. If you'd like help, by the way, moving through the fears, I want to say a couple of meditations in the One Mother app that are related to and connected to releasing fear. All you have to do is go to the Discover tab, the second tab, and just tap fear or type fear into the search bar, and it'll give you the meditation. So believe in yourself. That's the most important thing for my blue oceans. Understand that you're the captain of your own ship. And perhaps if you have selected this, it is because you have allowed other people to steer your ship on your behalf. Could it have been other people, or could it have been circumstances? But it's a little bit of that energy of like floating by and letting the waters carry you, which is not the same thing as flow, believe it or not. It's not the same thing as flow, because what you haven't necessarily aligned to is your highest potential. And the way that you do that is by working through the fear and working through the self-sabotage, because there's a little bit of that frequency inside of you that just puts a damper on your accomplishments. So the most important thing for you is to believe in yourself and understand that you are here for a bigger purpose. And this is the calling. And you got this. You got this. And the month of August is the month to make big strides. It is not the month to sit idle. It is the month to start rowing or start steering that ship, right? Let's get going is what the guides are reminding you. Okay. If you have selected a snap pea in the month of August, what does this mean for you? A snap pea means that there is an important decision that you have been postponing, something that you know is going to have a big impact. And you have been on the fence, or you think you have been on the fence, but really, you are not confused about the choice that you have to make. You know exactly the choice that you're meant to make. But a part of you has been holding back for whatever reason. Maybe you did not want to hurt somebody else. Maybe because you didn't want to go through a period of struggle. Maybe you didn't want to address something because it felt uncomfortable. But there is a decision brewing in your system. It is ripe. If it was a fruit upon a tree, it would be like literally so ripe that it would start like falling off the tree. And they're saying that there is something in your field that is in resistance to that decision. But once you make it, a lot of your energy is going to be freed up for action. Because so far, it's like you've been standing and you've not been moving. You've been a bit static in an area of your life, and the universe wants you to get going already. And the way that you do that is to either finally decide or to finally commit and stop doubting yourself. There's been a lot of that frequency of self-doubt. And also, ironically, just like the blue ocean, the frequency of making yourself a bit small. They say that if the problem is too big or feels too big, it's because you were too small. It's not the problem's issue. So I have a quick etheric exercise for you. If the problem feels too big, or if a challenge feels too overwhelming, the quickest way to start feeling empowered in relationship to that problem is to allow yourself to grow up energetically. And so essentially, you close your eyes and you imagine that your body starts growing, starts becoming taller and bigger. So essentially, you start turning yourself into a giant energetically, like a giant. Like literally, you would imagine yourself grow as tall as the skies so that you could hug the entire world. So you can hug the planet if need be. And then asking your spirit guides for help, asking your higher self for help. And then from that perspective of feeling like a giant, being filled with light, having your head up in the clouds, in this case, in a positive sense, looking at the problem underneath your feet and realizing how small the problem actually was. And from that space of empowerment, committing to something you've been really postponing. So that is the practice for you. Okay, last but not least, my white cone people. If you are a white cone, there is something in your life that you have been ignoring or brushing under the rug. And it's almost like there is either an illusion to address, a habit to address, or a particular relationship that requires addressing that you have been pretending is okay, but is actually not okay. So there's something about in your life that has been camouflaging as something that serves you that actually does not serve you. And you have been in agreement with that. And the month of August is for you to release the veil, remove the veil from your eyes and understand that that particular thing is starting to get out of control, or that particular relationship is starting to get out of control. And so for you, the month of August is about radical honesty with yourself. So if you have selected a white cone, it is because something needs to come to the forefront. It is because something has been in hiding. An illusion has been brewing, and it is time for you to face the music. I like this energy. I like this frequency of authenticity. I like this frequency of things coming to the forefront, or this sensation of the big reveal. If you are unsure what specifically it is that I'm asking for, quickly drop into your guidance by just closing your eyes, placing your hands on the heart, and asking the universe to show you what is this one thing that you need to see. What is this one thing that is starting to get out of harmony in your life or is becoming problematic, right? Now, of course, the universe can reveal to you that thing, no problem. However, it is what you are going to do about it that's going to determine your future, right? And if you've been shown something that requires addressing in this way, the last thing that you should be doing is ignoring it. Because right now it may not seem like a big deal, but it will potentially become a big tax on your energy going forward if you don't address this. And so don't let this wound fester, is what spirit guides are saying, because they're saying that right now, in this moment in time, this thing that they're showing you, this impediment, this illusion, or whatever that is still easy enough to either overcome, to address, or minimize. But if you let it go on without addressing it, without getting in front of it, it may not be so easy 6 months down the road, 12 months down the road, etc. So carpe diem, seize the moment, and if you're being shown something that requires addressing, do so now. And for some of you, it's a medical condition that feels harmless enough, but it could grow, right? And you know exactly who you are on the other side who needed to hear this. So I'm channeling this, right, for the people who are going to watch this. That's it, my darlings. Please let me know in the comments how this has landed for you. What object or objects you have selected. I'm super, super curious to know. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe using the button below for more content like this one. I make energy updates every month. Sending you so much loves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.